also think they do something, which technically is the opening scene. I think they do something really powerful with that, which is that when Samuel L. Jackson's character has this spiritual awakening in the apartment, when he realizes, he's not killed by all these bullets and kind of starts to wrestle with that idea as they're moving through the story. By the time they get to the space where they reveal what's happened to him at the restaurant, or go back and look at what was happening at the restaurant, he's saying throughout the movie that he has this verse. He has this verse that he normally says to people before he kills them, right? So that tells you that this is Ezekiel 25:17, I believe. And he says that he uses this verse and he always says this. And every time he says this, the man at the other end of it dies. He says this, right? Yes. But in this moment, that doesn't happen. I think it sets the course of him leaving, like you said, leaving the game altogether. He's out, he's done. I think that represents not only the fact that he feels that God and faith like saved his life in that moment, but I also think he feels underneath it all that if he stays, he might die, which nobody ever talks about. And we see that pan out with Vincent, who ultimately at the end, that is technically the end of the film,
you're right,
dies.
He dies.
I think that's
a
big.
good point.
I think it's a major point of the film.
He knows that he could end up losing his life playing this game, of henchman too. No, that's a good point. That is a good point. Wow. Yeah, I never saw it like that. But no, whatever he saw in that apartment after he didn't get hit by those bullets, it definitely changed everything for him. It definitely changed everything for him. And I'm glad they wrote it in that way where it was more of a spiritual awakening as opposed to a laugh all the time where they just laugh something off. I'm glad they made it a serious moment for at least one of the characters. It was a serious moment. Like, we need to pay attention to this, man. We should not be here after this.
Right.
The accolades from Pulp Fiction. It won at Cannes in France.
Yeah.
It won. That's major.
Yeah, it's major.
That's major. Like that's one of my dreams. Like when it Cannes. But I want to say it's a Weinstein film.
Yeah.
Is it a Weinstein?
I believe it was a Miramax.
Yeah, it's Weinstein. Yeah.
Right.
So I remember seeing video of this showing at Cannes and all the stuff that was going on. I guess Harvey Weinstein was balling like that. The whole cast was flown to France. And I mean everybody.
Right.
Even the two dudes that was violating him in the back. Everybody was in Cannes. So I guess when you know that a movie's going to do numbers like that, I guess that's kind of how you might be able to speak to it. Is that how the PR works to where if they know it's going to be a big blockbuster, everybody has to come along for the ride in festivals and stuff like that?
Technically, yeah. I mean, I think for the most part, if you're dealing with a film that's got a larger budget or you see the film's going to be a really successful film, it's doing well, it's getting buzz. It's ordinary, actually, that most of the cast joins all premiere carpet events. Usually the core cast, we typically go to majority of the screenings, premieres, things of that nature, just in general. But when you're getting into, larger film festivals or larger premieres, it's usually the case that you see majority of the cast go there. I mean, we do that even at, smaller budgeted films. So when you're in a space where you're, doing something for Miramax, it's definitely going to put you in a space where the cast is going to go there to essentially represent the film. And then also, if you look at it from the actor's standpoint, it's an opportunity for everyone to attend. So not only are you going to promote the movie that is actually being screened at the festival, you're also going because it enhances your individual career because there's so many other people that are going to be in the room that you're going to have a chance to talk to, that, may end up having future projects for you that you can do collaborations with and things of that nature. So it fully supports the project and the filmmakers, but it also gives the performer an opportunity to be in rooms that they otherwise may not have been able to be in, or at least with that amount of people. Because this is that's a huge festival. We know that people are traveling to this festival to acquire films. And most of the films, almost all of the films that come out of the festival is going to be a box office hit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much been proven.
You don't even get in Cannes unless
unless it's an incredible film. It has that level of prestige, right? So, I mean, it's going to be to the performer's benefit to attend no matter what, just because that's an opportunity for you to showcase your talent, but it's also an opportunity to work those spaces as well and meet different people and make relationships and network and things like that. So no, it's not surprising to me when you see cast show up for those moments. A lot of times we're paid to make appearances like that. Other times even if they're not, they're still going to do it just because it typically benefits the film and benefits their career.
That's my next question. Yeah. Is it a paid thing, or is it on your own dime to go to Cannes for stuff like that? What you think?
I don't know what other levels. I have friends that have actually had their films make it into Cannes, and most of them have attended. I think in some cases people do find their own way there. They attend the festival because they think it's in their benefit. Do I also think that there could be like possible, production budgets that might be allotted to assist in those spaces? Yeah, I'm sure those things happen behind the scenes. I don't know that comes directly from the festival itself, but I'm pretty sure that if the production team wanted to put that as part of a promo budget or a marketing budget, it's possible to do that, right? Because it's advantageous for you if you have press that all of your cast is there. Oh, yeah. They can answer questions about the film. It appears to be more supportive. So it's to the filmmaker's benefit that happens the same way it is to the performers. Yeah.
It also won Best Original Screenplay at the Academy Awards, which is huge. That's huge. And it got 7 nominations at the Oscars. It became what people thought it would become. It became a monster. It revived John Travolta. Nobody was really talking about him until Pulp Fiction came out. Like, he was always not Rocky, but Saturday Night Fever. He was always that guy. But after this particular movie, he ended up doing a ton of movies after this. So it kind of shot him through the roof. And even Uma Thurman, she ended up doing a lot of projects after this. And I'm a film guy, but I'm not gonna front. I did not know nothing about Uma Thurman until Pulp Fiction.
Oh, really?
So, I did not know. So I'm not going to lie and say, oh, yeah, I was always. Nope, I did not know about her until Pulp Fiction. And then after that, I paid attention to her. By paying attention to her, I also found out that her career kind of went, she did a lot more projects after this. Now, I don't think none of them was as big as her Tarantino movies. Her Tarantino movies is like major, especially the Kill Bill series and stuff like that. But she did go on to do a lot of projects. And we all know about Samuel Jackson. He never stopped working. So,
right.
Samuel Jackson just never stops working. So Pulp Fiction had nothing to do with Samuel's career because he was going to keep working regardless. But to get to John Travolta, like, he became like a pop icon. Like, a lot of my friends who aren't movie buffs like myself, they never, other than Saturday Night Fever, they never knew nothing about John Travolta. But after Pulp Fiction, he became such a pop icon that after that, they followed everything he did after that.
That's an interesting take. I mean, I'm definitely a cinephile. So I love cinema. Like, I watch cinema like religiously. Like, I love cinema.